Hello, and I want to answer a geometry question that was posed by someone that I recently interacted with. And it says the following, that they don't have an image they could easily post, but there's two line segments making an X, and X is also the vertex of where two line segments intersect. And XW bisects angle VXS. M equals 37 degrees. Then M equals, okay, so let's see if we can deduce this. If I try to draw two line segments that cross in an X, let's assume the point that they intersect is the point X. And then XW here is going to bisect. Now the term bisect means to cut an angle in half. So when we cut an angle in half, then we have two identical angles here. So if this is 37 degrees, notice that the symbol I've used is an angle with a single hash, then this should also be 37 degrees. So that is line segment XW is bisecting this angle VXS. I think that's what's indicated. Well, how can we find the other angles here? So this angle, which I've labeled with two hashes, should be vertical, that is, and vertical means whenever you have two lines which are cut intersecting one another, we know that vertical angles are always congruent. Congruent is just a fancy way of saying that this angle here and that this angle here should be the same. Well, this angle here is going to be the sum of M and M. So that's 37 plus 37. So this should be 74 degrees. Because that's 37 plus 37. What about this angle? Now this angle I've labeled with three hashes. So that angle, how do we get that? Well, imagine that, suppose we call this angle, let's just give it a name, A. Let's call this angle B. So angle A and then angle B. Notice that there's two angle A's and there's two angle B's here. And we already know that angle A is 74 degrees. So we should say angle A plus angle A plus angle B plus angle B is equal to, now when you go all the way around some intersection point in a plane, that is on a flat piece of paper or a flat whiteboard or something, you go all the way around, that's 360 degrees. So this should be 360 degrees. So algebraically, this is just saying that 2 times angle A plus 2 times angle B should equal 360 degrees. But we know what the measure of angle A is. That's 74 degrees. We can substitute that in. 2 times 74 degrees plus 2 times angle B. 2 times 74 degrees is 148 degrees, if I've got my mathematics correct. That is my arithmetic. 7 times 7 is 14, and 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, so 2 times angle B equals 360 degrees. Now notice this is an algebraic equation that can be solved. If you knew what angle B was, you'd multiply by 2, then add 148 to get 360. So we have to go the exact opposite order of operations. We have to subtract 148 degrees from both sides of the equation first. So we end up with 2 times angle B is equal to, and then what is 360 minus 148? So I'm doing that in my calculator. I get 212 degrees. So you should check that. And then finally, if we knew what angle B was, we'd multiply by 2. So instead, we got to divide by 2. And if we divide by 2, angle B should be 106 degrees. So that's this angle measure right here and right here is 106 degrees. Now, again, I think that's how this diagram was posed. I hope that was helpful. Hope you learned something from that. And thank you for your attention.